We have Adam Weiner of Low Cut Connie with us here for the first cut. Good to see you, Adam. How you doing?
What's up, Laura? How you doing? Good to see you.
Same here. I catch you every once in a while on Facebook for your shows.
Some cookies, yeah.
Yeah, how's that going?
I mean, I never expected to be performing in my underwear in my house 2 times a week.
Right.
We're about to do our 73rd episode.
Oh
I
my.
have covered over 700 songs. It's keeping me busy, and we got people in 40 countries that watch the show, including Louisville.
That is amazing. Congratulations. I mean,
Yep.
I know you've provided a lot of comfort and entertainment for a lot of people during this whole pandemic thing. It's been amazing.
I've done my best, but I need it as much as anybody. Performing is like my air. I need it. So, um, I can't travel. I can't come to Louisville and perform with you at the waterfront
Right.
or at the Yum or whatever.
Yeah,
But we can do it virtual, and that's how we're going to make it through
that's
to the
right.
other side. When we can do it in person.
Absolutely. Oh, so Adam, we have some questions to ask you for the first cut. These are all based around the first mostly. Their first question is, what is the first record you fell in love with?
Oh my God. Well, it's a very difficult question, but I would say Chuck Berry, Johnny Be Good,
Mm.
because of Back to the Future.
Hmm.
I was 4 years old, and my mother took me to see Back to the Future, and just that whole situation where he's doing Chuck, and I just flipped for rock and roll, and the stories in the Chuck Berry songs. It's like this little mini movie, and that went on. That was like a gateway drug to Jerry Lee Lewis and Elvis and Little Richard, who's my favorite, and Fats Domino and Screaming Jay Hawkins and La 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 and Etta James, one of my favorite singers of all time. But Johnny Be Good, still love that song.
Um, when did you start playing piano? Did you start playing piano shortly thereafter or before? Or?
And P.S., I'm sitting right here. I don't know if you can see. Can you hear this?
Yeah,
Can you?
yeah.
I started playing piano, plunking around on the piano when I was that age at 4. And my older brother was pretty accomplished classical piano player. He's 5 years older than me. And when he would get up from his piano lesson, I would sneak in there, age 4, 5, 6, and imitate what he would play, but do it by ear. And then I'd hear a Madonna song on the radio, and I'd sit down and try to figure it out. I was not good. I took lessons from a fabulous teacher. She did as good as you could do, but I just never could read music very well. I just didn't have that skill, but I could hear it and I could figure it out. I'd hear Lionel Richie and try to figure it out on the piano, and that's how I started.
Yeah. What was the first song you learned on the instrument?
That I learned. Well, I don't know the first song I learned, but I can tell you the first song that I wrote
Okay.
when I was, I can't even remember how young, but I wrote a song, Lover, discover me. There'll never ever be another, right? And it was super dark and very dramatic. I
Yeah.
think I was 7 or 8.
Wow. That's pretty romantic. I mean, that's pretty romantic, Ed.
I was all about love.
Yeah. Wow.
I felt
Um,
like even at 7, 8, 9, 10, I felt like, God, I've been looking for love my whole life and not found it.
um, what was the first song you wrote that you were proud enough to record?
I used to have this Tascam 4-track cassette recorder, and when my parents would leave the house, I used to record songs, and I wrote this piano. It's so funny that I use this word, concerto. And
Why not?
it was like, it was like very dark and dramatic.
Yes.
And I recorded that, and
Did it have a name?
um, I don't remember the name, but I feel like I remember the word concerto being, attached to it.
Hmm.
But honestly, when I hear it now, I think about it, it really just sounded like a John Lennon Beatles song, like one of his more beautiful kind of ballads, like Julia or something. Just a slow, dark, folky piece of music.
Right. What was the what was the first heartache song you connected with?
Heartache song?
Mm.
Um, Geez. I mean, there's a song that I used to cover in some of my very earliest groups. And that's the Waylon, that Waylon and Willie record, duet record. There's a song called Wurlitzer Prize that's the last song on that record. And the chorus is, I don't want to get over you. I don't want to get over you. Help me remember you. 'Cause I don't want to get over you.
Mm.
That's one of them.
Beautiful. Who was the first artist you were obsessed with or greatly admired?
Well, I'm gonna skip the Chipmunks because that was like really my first. Mhm.
I love the Chipmunks.
The Chipmunks were my first concert, by the way.
Now, how could that be?
They came to Philly.
Were they dressed as chipmunks? I mean, like they're in the full costume and
They
yeah.
played at the Spectrum in Philly.
Wow.
I think I was 3 or 4, but no, it's an easy answer. My favorite artist when I was young was Huey Lewis, Huey Lewis and the News. And I still love Huey Lewis, but 7 years old, 8 years old, 9 years old, Huey Lewis. And my parents took me to see Huey Lewis in the Round at a theater here in Pennsylvania where the stage was spinning. And, I love Huey. He had that little touch of Otis Redding in his voice, and the music was 80s poppy, but there's like a appreciation of soul music. And later I would go on to just dive into it, legitimate soul music, James Brown, Aretha Franklin, Etta James, Tina Turner. But I was obsessed. I had every Huey Lewis and the News tape in the 80s.
Have you ever met him?
No, I'd love to, and I'd love to get him on Tough Cookies on my show. I'd love to interview him.
Yeah. Well, I hope that happens. I think that'd be really great. Uh, what was the name of the first band you played with?
The Gherkins. That was my band, and that was my band when I was 14, 15, 16. Like we used to do the Battle of the Bands in high school, and I started out as the piano player in the group, and then when the singer graduated from high school after a year or two, I sort of begrudgingly became the singer. And what a terrible name for a band, the Gherkins.
Makes me think of pickles.
Yeah, and I love pickles, but it was a really bad name for a band. But then this situation happened where I played the Battle of the Bands in high school. And Laura, I was very shy, very, very shy. And I had been, you know, all through junior high school, I was bullied and just really didn't have a lot of friends. And then I just was very introverted and shy. But when I'd get on stage, it would pop. And so we did the Battle of the Bands, and I got on stage, and I remember saying to the audience, "If you scream loud enough, I'll take off my shirt."
And did they?
They did, and I did, and and everybody was like, "Where did this guy come from?" Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So that was the beginning, really, for your showmanship, and yeah. What record are you listening to now that you're really loving?
So there's so many, and like I have to learn, and I try to learn and sing 10 to 15 new songs a week.
Wow.
Because of the Tough Cookies performances. And so my listening has changed. I'm just doing so much more exploration because I blew through the things I knew well in the first couple weeks. And now it's like really trying to push myself to the limit. In terms of older music, this past week or two, I've been listening to Marianne Faithfull, her Broken English record, which I never really dug into until recently, and it's fantastic. There's a young band out of Brooklyn, this woman from Columbia, not the university, the country. Her group is called Combo Chimbita, and it's all Spanish language they call it tropical futurismo, and I listen to a lot of Latin music.
Do you speak Spanish?
No, not well, but I listen to a lot of Spanish language music, and I've got my favorite, Celia. I don't know if you can see Celia Cruz.
It's kind of not really. If you could pull it forward. Yeah. Okay. Right. Mm-hmm.
Celia Cruz. I lived in Spanish Harlem in New York for 5 years and got such an appreciation for boogaloo and salsa and just all kinds of Latin music.
What is it about Latin music you like so much?
It just puts me in the best mood.
Mm.
It just puts me in the best mood. It's just like, it's to me, it's like resilient and joyful. It's like the sound of people that, there's so much adversity in life and so many challenges and so much tragedy. And somebody like Celia Cruz is finding a way to find joy and a party despite the challenges.
Yes.
That's a lot of the music I listen to, whether it's soul music, rock and roll, all the old blues records that I love, punk music, whatever it is. It's just music that's got that sort of willful desire to find joy in life.
Mm-hmm. You talk about learning 10 to 15 songs a week. What's the most recent song you learned?
It's Raining Men.
Ah, the Weather Girls.
Hello, we're your weather girls.
Was this was this by request, or did you? What made you want to learn that one?
Well, we do this segment on the show called A Bridge Too Far, where I do a song and the people are commenting and they're voting on whether I've gone too far. Has he gone too far? Is it a bridge too far? And they vote. So I kind of like indulging all these songs that I really like that people seem to make fun of. So we end up doing a lot of sort of like a lot of disco, 90s techno, and some of these are like there's a great song buried under there, underneath the style that people think is cheesy. So we've done let's see, we've done The Village People, we've done Boys to Men, I've done Black Box, Snap, Martha Wash, CNC Music Factory, and
Oh,
Donna Summer. And so we do these sort of Bridge Too Far songs. I did a Barry Manilow Bridge Too Far recently, and people went nuts over that. And they're
which
all
one? Which song?
Mandy. Well, I did
Mandy.
Mandy, but I did a mashup with Danzig's song Mother and Mandy by Barry Manilow.
Oh my God, love it.
I played both songs back to back, and then I blended them. So first it's like, oh Mandy, well you came and you gave without taking. And then it's, Mother, do you want to see me right tonight? And then it was, Mandy, you came and you gave without taking, you know? And people vote on if I've gone too far. We did a Black Sabbath Village People mashup where we did Macho Man in the style of Black Sabbath, and that was fun.
That's fantastic. What would be a heartache song you would go to now?
Heartache? Let's see. Ray Charles has a song called "You Don't Know Me," which is it's a cover. It's from the Modern Sounds in Country and Western.
Yes.
And the song is by, what's her name?
Cindy Wilson, I believe.
Cindy something wrote this beautiful song.
Yes.
I see you walk away, and then you say goodbye. I see you turn away with the lucky guy. And I'm fascinated. You know, I'm a piano player, so Ray Charles is like the greatest. But I'm fascinated by that period in his career where he did the country records, where he really was pushing the envelope, and he had gone as far as you can in rhythm and blues, but he was hitting this wall with white AM radio programmers. And he did this incredible thing where he did these country songs, because he grew up singing country songs. And I think he really reminded people that the genre words, soul, rhythm and blues, country, rock and roll, jazz, they don't really mean anything at the end of the day. Great music is great music. And you couldn't really put your finger on what his music was. It was just great.
Mm-hmm. That's one of my all-time favorite songs, You Don't Know Me.
Wow.
I love it so much. And I love that album, that whole album. That's one of those Desert Island albums for me.
Yes. And I just got the sequel on vinyl, which I love just as much.
Mm-hmm.
He does Busted, and what else is on that record? Well, he does Hank Williams, and Ray Charles is one of those sing the phone book artists.
Yep, absolutely. So what would be a song that you would go to now that really lifts you up and gives you hope?
Jimmy Cliff, Harder They Come.
Mm.
God, I love Jimmy Cliff, and his voice. I saw Jimmy Cliff perform about 6 or 7 years ago, when Low Cut Connie was first starting to like really tour, do festivals and whatever. And I'm not gonna name the festival where I was, but it was a very hip festival with all young bands and pop singers. And some of it I liked, some of it I didn't, the music. And then Jimmy Cliff came out in this crazy purple, colorful suit, out there sweating, drenched, with his amazing band and these amazing singers and dancers. And he was just giving it all. And I love his music. Is it reggae? Is it soul? Is it rock and roll? Yes, yes, yes. But The Harder They Come, which Willie Nelson has covered and so many people have done, it just never fails to put a little bit more fuel in my tank, a little bit.
Have you ever listened to the soundtrack in that from a movie originally?
Yeah, the film, I have it. I have that record, and that's a desert island album for me.
Mm.
Toots and the Maytals and all the Rivers of Black Babylon, all that music is amazing.
Yeah. Well, Adam, thank you so much for doing the first cut. It was great to talk with you.
My pleasure. And Laura, you have the distinction of being the DJ who introduced us at WFPK. We did the lunch with you.
The live lunch. That's right.
Live lunch. And that was 2015, I believe.
Wow.
6 years ago.
Yeah.
And nobody really played us on the radio at that time, and a lot has happened. But anyway, I want to thank you. That was such a great thing, and I love WFPK. I love all my pals in Louisville. I can't wait till we can all healthy, all together, hang out at the Yum.
Do you know what the Yum is by any chance? Do you know what I'm talking? You know what it is, right?
It's like, what is it, basketball?
Yeah, it's a huge stadium. Gigantic.
Well, we'll get there. We're working on it.
Well, I can't wait till we meet at the Yum. Adam, again, thank you so much. Stay well, and we'll see you again on Tough Cookies on Facebook, which is what, every Saturday or
every Saturday at 6 o'clock Eastern.
All right, very good.
To everybody on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. Low Cut Connie.
All right, awesome. Thank you. Take care.
Thank you.